Making 150 bucks trading NVDA, and I guess technically BYND, but break even trade on BYND, 150 on NVIDIA, and then a break even on NVIDIA. So that's 3 trades today. Anyone else can do this? Check it out. It's my fun fact. Okay, so we have BYND first, NVIDIA second. This could have been, this could have been like a $500 day on this account, which would have been kind of crazy because it's a 10K account. It's a pretty big move in a day, but it was only 150 bucks because you'll see how close these 2 trades got. So first things first, I'll go to BYND just to kind of cover it. The idea behind this one was the downside that we saw big picture on the daily time frame and weekly time frame, or we were looking at, was a breakdown underneath a pretty big level to a new low, which we got pretty much. We actually pretty much tagged the low from back in October of last year. We did go lower back a couple of days ago with some pre-market news or whatever, but that's kind of irrelevant from the daily time frame. So reload. I was looking for a breakdown under 595, and it just so happened that we kind of got a little bit of a consolidation there for a short period of time. Like pushed down, bounced it up, came back down. So you had 3 candles all respecting that 595 area. And then we finally broke through. I was a little bit late to the party. I actually got in at 587. Had I not been late to the party here and had I got in a little bit higher, very likely this would have probably hit my target. I maybe would have targeted like 560 or 563, something like that. I was targeting 557. Why? Because it pretty much lined up very, very close to the lows that we had from last October on the daily time frame. And it also was approximately a 1.75 to 1 risk reward trade, meaning I risked 1 and a 1.75. So got so close and then bounced back up, and then I moved my stop loss to break even. So as I moved my stop loss to break even, it eventually just stopped me out. It actually went green on the day, believe it or not. So good that we got stopped out, but what could have been, a really nice trade. Very quick too. I was surprised at how fast it moved. So maybe it's a little bit much too. Looking for it to be down like 10% on the day might have been a little bit aggressive. I agree, but just the way that I kind of missed this candle required it to be like that. So it is what it is. To NVIDIA. Now the NVIDIA trade is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Reason why is because I pulled one out of the hat today. Pulled one out that it's been in the back pocket. I just haven't used it because we haven't had an opportunity. There just has not been an opportunity to use it. This is when we are in more of a weaker environment. We could pull this one out. We had it and we haven't been. So it's the inverse breakout, meaning you get a breakout that fails on high volume and you short it with a stop loss over that upper high, the failed breakout candle. So my strategy would tell me, play the breakout here, go along here. I said, hope that wasn't too loud. That might have been really, it was like a voice crack too. I said, not liking it because higher time frame, daily chart, a little sketchy. It's been weak. Let's stay away from it. I stayed away from it, but I saw from a long perspective, from saying going long, I didn't like the way it consolidated. It didn't really consolidate much either too. I then see this upper wick. I'm like, oh, it's trying to go. Oh, underneath high a day. Oh, failed. Oh, volume. Light bulbs went off and we played the short side. So I then looked on the short side. I got in at 122. Let's see exactly what I got in. 122.50. I was actually right on where I had the initial line right here. And I risked above here, and I targeted, end target was 120.87, I believe, which was approximately a 2.45 to 1, but I took partial profits in this trade. First partial profit I took at 121.32 or 121.30 area. And then I took off like about a little bit more than half. And then I took off the last piece at 120.84. So that was the areas I took off. So the 120, let's go to 121.30. That was about a 1.8 to 1 risk reward. And then the other one was like a 2.4. So it ends up being around a 2 to 1 risk reward. Net. So that was the trade. It was nice. And then I said, okay, NVIDIA, I see you. She's coming back up. The market's pushing up. We're back near high a day on SPY and NVIDIA. Third time's a charm. I say to myself, you know what? You can't stop the train. If it's going to go up, it's going to go up. Also, on the higher time frames, you have a gap to fill. From the gap down from a couple days back up to about 124.50 was the spot. So I said, okay, I'm going to target just below that gap fill. And I'm going to play, if we get a breakout, I'll play it. And we got a little breakout. So I got it on the breakout here. And I had a target at 124.24 or 124.23. I like to sell on the threes and sevens for whatever reason. Which, if you were to do the math on that, which I entered, I can tell you my exact entry point. Give me 1 second. $123.09. Close. Just about there. My target, 124.23. Just about there. Look how close we got. So because we got very close, I, at this point in time, moved my stop loss to break even. So move my stop loss to break even. We're very nice. And then it goes, whoo. Idea was there. The problem this one really had was I was looking for the gap fill, which I think was very valid to be had. In doing so though, in looking for that gap fill, I inevitably required the trade to become, a 2.25 to 1, which NVIDIA could do. But historically, from my strategy, I find that if I get a 2 to 1, like, you better be locking a lot of the gains in, because chances are that's not going to hold up more often than not. Some days you'll get a trend and it just goes. Very few days though. So a 2 to 1 would have been pretty much where we hit high a day, 124.07. But knowing that 124 is a psychological level, I probably should have put my sell at just below 124. Let's say 123.97, which would have been a 1.8, which would have been awesome by itself. So that was my mistake. I had the gains here. I had it. I just didn't. I targeted a little bit too high because I was like, oh, there's a gap fill to 124.50. No, 124.25 we can totally get. It might even go more. I'm going to target 124.25, and it was like, yeah, a little too much looking back. So, but I did that, and I could do that knowing I already had it in my back pocket. I moved my stop loss to break even, and I had a winner on the day. So I was like, all right, back pocket here. We're kind of chilling. Like, if this goes, like, let's freaking go. We're going to have a great day. And it didn't go. So we managed the risk so we don't lose. We didn't lose. We didn't win. We could have won. And it could have been a good needle mover looking back. At the end, another $150 could have been nice, or $125 could have been nice, but it is what it is. This is, what are you doing trading on Sunday? That was a partial profit on Bitcoin. I have yet to do a Bitcoin trade recap on the 2 Bitcoin trades from last week. One is still open. One is gone, is locked in. So I haven't done that. So it looks like I've lost more money over the past month so far that I have, but those 2 trades will be good. Hopefully one is unrealized. We might even be pushing $1,000 a month with the other one. If Bitcoin, goes to where our targets here, we'll see. But that's the recap for today. I'll leave a link to TradeZilla where I track everything below. 45% win rate right now with a good risk reward here. I like it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.